at the Asbury Park Music Foundation with Mike, Marissa, and Jarrett, Screaming Females. I just want to say thanks, first of all, to Asbury Park Music Foundation for having us. They do great work in the city, bringing music education to some of the underserved youth in the city and throw concerts, and it's just a great organization at asburyparkmusiclives.org. So, with our thank yous out of the way.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hello. How's it going?
Hi.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Professional?
Yeah. No one would know.
I was surprised.
So, I'm very excited to have you because in about a month, it's the anniversary of the Cool Dad Music website, like 7th anniversry.
Whoa.
And you may or may not...
Congratulations.
Thank you. You may or may not know this, but
Titus
you were the
Andronicus.
subject of the first post. It was...
Oh, we know.
Oh, okay. And so my first question is, how awesome does that feel?
It's really an honor, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, all joking aside, anybody who can commit that much time and effort to, supporting and music and exposing new artists to people. I was just saying just earlier today that watching your blog and Instagram and things, it's like, wow, Cool Dad's been seeing this band a lot, like a couple times a month. They must be worth checking out. It's like, it's a cool thing. It's really amazing. So the fact that we had anything to do with that is very nice.
Maybe we went to your website this morning and read. Well, we were like, we should look up some,
Research.
happy birthday to Cool Daughter number 1.
Yes, it was her birthday yesterday, 16. 16. Well,
We grew up so fast.
thank you very much for the kind words, but also, at that show, that was the first time I had ever seen you. And I remember that was when Patrick was like really a lot more active on his Twitter.
Yeah.
And he had talked you guys up quite a bit. And so I was like really excited to see you. I think you played first. And I was just like, what is happening? This is awesome. And I think since then I've gone through like my Flickr account and stuff. I have to have seen you like 35 times or something since then. So you've been a really important band to the site.
What an honor.
And it's just great to have you.
Is
Do you
that
remember
the night that Patrick
I was
broke
gonna
his
ask.
string?
Yes.
Yeah, he had the Les Paul Jr.
That was
and
amazing.
he
That
broke
was
the
so
string
cool.
and he didn't know, like it had like those vintage tuners and he was putting the whole string in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of my.
Like,
I mean,
turned it the wrong way or
Yeah.
something.
one of my favorite parts of the
And he-
performance was
yeah.
the 20-minute long.
The 20-minute spoken word.
But he did do like an interview with the audience during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
that's what we
favorite Seinfeld episodes and all that
yeah.
stuff.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
At first it seemed a little awkward, but then you're like, this is
I'm on board.
entertainment.
Yeah.
I think I stood up on a chair for that whole thing.
Well, that was the first time I'd seen you, so that was 7 years ago. But you guys had already been at it for 7 or 8
7
years by
years,
then.
yeah.
So I think you qualify as a veteran band now. And when you look back on, like when I look, say, back at that post or some of the earlier stuff that I wrote on the site, no matter what anybody else thinks about it, sometimes I'm kind of like, oh, all right, well, I've changed. How do you guys feel about some of the stuff you started with or your earlier work?
I often feel that way, but when we go back and relearn old songs, or we always have a pretty extensive catalog that we know that we can play on any given night. So we'll go back and we'll learn some old ones, and so often I'll be like, what was I thinking? Why would I play it like
I know. Now Mike's really into playing the right note. All of a sudden, he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, but in this old song, I played the wrong
I've
note."
been playing this note that's totally wrong for
Well,
10
I played
years.
the A last night.
I know, it's great.
That was a great moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you? That A major.
You heard that
Yeah.
A,
Sick.
that A chord.
We discovered
That's good.
just yesterday that these two had been playing a different note at a moment in the song for 13 years.
You can
Wow.
play different.
Well, but that goes into something else I was going to ask you about, is that you guys rarely have the same set list, or never.
Never.
Almost.
Well, it probably happened once by
Statistically,
accident.
Yeah, there have been enough that it's happened
Yeah.
statistically. But so you do, when you're prepping for tour or something like that, you decide, we're going to dig back into the catalog and
Yeah,
relearn
we
these
have.
things.
We usually make a big long list. The last tour was like I think 60 or 70 songs to pull from.
Something like that.
We want to encourage people to follow us around like deadheads.
Yeah.
So you come to a few few nights in a row, travel around with us, you're gonna get a different show every night.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be like Interpol and play the same exact set every
Yeah.
night for the whole tour or something.
Yeah,
You
we're
can-
going on sonic journeys, and we want you to come along with us.
Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's really what it is, though. It's like, if every night we feel like there's a moment in the set where we're like, we don't know if this is gonna work or how it's gonna go down, that like surely that like translates to the audience of being, you know, sometimes it'll fall apart. That happens rarely, but it does happen. But the other moments, the other side of it is that it's like kind of a spontaneous, like euphoric moment, and I think that does translate. And like you can tell if a band. We've been on tour with bands where they have not only the same set list, but the same banter. You know, like they start a song and it seems like they have a moment where they're like,
Sometimes it's written on the set list.
yeah, and so I think that even if you aren't like, oh, that moment has happened every single night, there's something about how it plays out that doesn't feel authentic. And I think that the opposite side of that is what we do, which is that you're like, wow. I don't think they know what's happening right now. They're like, oh, we sure don't. We don't, because we haven't played this song ever. Last night we played a song we've never played live.
So it's
Wait.
just as much for you then as it is for the audience to kind of
Yeah.
keep things fresh.
We did.
Sick bed.
Sick
I think
bed.
we played it once.
Okay,
Maybe once.
maybe
Once
we played
ever?
yeah.
Yeah.
Four? So that was another moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last two records you worked with Matt Bales, and I think I saw you somewhere, right? We've worked with a real producer.
Yeah.
And so how does that differ from the way you guys did the first 5 records?
Well, basically, we've never worked with a producer before because up until we had been a band for over 10 years, I don't think we really felt like we needed to have anybody interject their ideas. And, not because we were frowning upon it, we just we're like, we can suss all that stuff out amongst each other. But then, we had made many albums and we were like, hey, it'd be interesting to work with a producer. It's something we haven't done yet. So we met Matt because I think he was in New York working on some other record, so he came over for lunch. We had talked to him via email, and we were just like, you seem like a practical guy that we could bounce some ideas off of. But for the most part, especially on Rose Mountain, it was just like if we hit a wall and we were unsure of how to wrap up a composition or something, we'd be like, Matt, just tell us what to do. As kind of like a last not that Matt's a last resort, but he was kind of
It's like a tiebreaker almost.
Yeah, like
Even
a
though there's
tiebreaker.
3 of us, but we don't operate on some sort of 2 people say yes, 1 person says no. That's not we really try to come to consensus. So when there's disagreements like that, and it's not that I really feel like this is my thought is the perfect thought, because if we're all kind of sort of disagreeing about something, it's like nobody feels sure. So if you go to an outside party and have that influence to be like, Matt, which one of these 3 ideas really seems like it's working? And as soon as he says one of them, you're like, fine, that's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
I think it's less. We don't really tend to disagree that often. It's more just we don't know what to do sometimes
It's good to
with
have
the
a
songs.
leader.
So sometimes it's nice to be able to defer that question to somebody else. And Matt usually
Sometimes
has
his
an
ideas
answer.
are terrible, though.
Yeah, and
Just
we've
be like,
definitely-
"No, screw
Oh yeah,
that."
yeah. No, we've told him no several
Yeah.
times.
It's just
Not terrible. Sorry, Matt.
inappropriate for the moment.
But so even with that, you as a band have remained pretty steadfastly DIY in terms of, being your own management and booking your tours and all that stuff. Has that ever been difficult to kind of stick to that, or is that how you've always just wanted to operate?
Sometimes it's difficult because we work with other people who might not work on that same level, and so we're dealing with their managers or their agents or their, whoever it may be, and they might operate on some different, antiquated system for royalty payments and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden we gotta delve into their world, play their game a little bit, but other than that, it's mostly, we just kind of do whatever we want.
Yeah. And even with working with Matt is if you're a younger band, and it's your first or second album and you're working with a label and you feel like they have a lot of sway over what you're doing because they've done all these records and they know more than we know or something, that they might install a producer and you're like, I guess we got to do what this guy says to do because they gave us this producer to work with. The way we came to working with the producers is that it was a decision that we made, something that we wanted to bring in. So it's not that everything has to be the three of us do it, but it's more like we reach out, we work with people we want to work with, and we never feel that sort of that their influence is more important than what we're feeling at any given moment, And then the rest of it, you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants and hope that they think that you're a professional and you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Being professional is very important. Coming off as professional.
Yeah, coming off as
And
professional. Being
we all
professional is much
struggle.
less.
Yeah, exactly. So you're doing these 2 shows at the brewery, and then you're going up to Boston like a week from today to play with Bob Mould.
Yeah. Bob Mould asked us to do some shows this year, and it just didn't quite work in with a lot of our schedule. And we we're like, hey, you guys are kicking off this tour in Boston. What if we just came up and played one show because we're such big fans and we're so honored to get asked to do shows? And they're like, yeah, come play Boston. So
Great.
go do it.
And then you did the tour in the fall with the Breeders. You did a few dates, right? I remember I was at the Terminal 5 show, which I think was your first one with them, because I think at the end Kim said something like, how about Screaming Females? That's the first time I ever saw them. And then by the end of the run, you're on stage with them playing Halloween. I just thought that was
terrifying.
That song
Was
is
it?
hard.
Yeah.
It's in 5,
Yeah.
not
I
4.
don't know what that means either.
I did see your count. I saw the YouTube video, and I saw her remind everybody that it was in 5.
They just were like, do you want to play the Halloween song? And we were like, yeah. And we played it twice before we played it in front of people. They had full confidence in us, which was great.
Yeah.
And I was just like, are you sure? We didn't sound very good. Like us, not them. They
Yeah.
they had practiced it maybe more
Yeah,
than
they did
twice.
it
I
here
don't
with
know.
whoever was playing with them here.
I don't know. Well,
It
anyway.
helps that when you mess it up, they just laugh.
Yeah, we got better at it
Uh-huh.
eventually.
Yeah, it was
They
good.
don't kick you off stage. It's all good.
There was no shepherd's hook.
I wish there was. I was
Yeah,
like, somebody
yeah.
drag me off this.
Yeah. And so you got the One More Night at the Brewery, which is a pretty non-traditional venue. What are your favorite types of venues to play? I mean, you've done.
the brewery sounds good. That was a big factor when deciding to do the shows there. We went to see Spouter and Daddy's there.
And Shell
Oh, right,
And
yeah.
Shell Shag, and it sounded so good. We were like, all right, yeah, let's do it at the brewery. So This place is cool. I like that a sellout there too. They don't like overpack it. you know?
No, if you stand towards the back, you can
Yeah.
totally survive.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
some places that size they'll sell another 30 tickets, and then it's kind of a bummer.
I thought the crowd at the brewery last night was really cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Our crowds are always cool. I mean, I think that people will come to our shows and it'll be, if it's some guy's first show, right? And he's like, I'm a dad, I'm 43 years old, I don't come to shows too much anymore, I'm going to stand out in this crowd. You're like, oh, actually, no, there's a bunch of people in your zone here as well. And then there'll be an 18-year-old kid, it's like, or 16-year-old kid, it's their first show and they're having a great time. And I think that we have like a really broad appeal, and that when people come to our shows, they can feel really comfortable, like almost across the board, no matter like who they are, And that's always been exciting for me. It's
Yeah.
not something that you can like plan really, but hopefully you can appeal to not just a single like demographic, and that's exciting.
yeah, it was great. It was packed out, and it was just so like cool and friendly.
Yeah. And to quote Mike, Mike gave a really good answer to this question about our favorite places to play one time, which is that anywhere that just gives a damn, which is like a really good
Yeah.
response. It's just like you can go into almost any kind of venue, whether it be a house, a cafe, a bar, a dive bar, like a really pro venue. If you walk in the door and it's a bunch of people who are like, hey, I checked out your band before you guys got here, like excited to have you here. If you need something, just let me know. You could walk into a place and it could be somebody's house. It could be, a 1,000, 2,000 person venue. And they're like, we're going to get you guys out of here as soon as you're done playing, and don't talk to me at all. And you get this room that has no heat. I know it's January, but like, that's just where you guys are going to be today.
Yeah.
And you're like, do you guys have water? And they're like, don't bother me. So it's like, it's the deciding factor about a good venue is just that they care that you're there.
Yeah, I can see that, especially since you've probably played thousands at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I did want to touch on Marissa's visual art, because Marissa does all the artwork for your records and does her own art and has been really getting into the doorstop industry.
Dude, I knew you were going to talk about doorstops. I was just talking about doorstops at our late lunch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got this Mickey Mouse doorstop when we
In
were playing at the
Pittsburgh.
Roboto Project in Pittsburgh, and it's been my favorite object for the past like 10 years of my life or something like that. I use it all the time because we have many dogs in my house, and I like to make sure they can come and go as they please. So my Mickey Mouse doorstop, using it all the time, I'm thinking, what are there not enough of in the world? Like nice ornamental, unique doorstops.
Yeah.
Genius, $1 million idea.
Yeah. Do you do commission doorstops?
I have a lot of requests right now. I'm
Okay.
backed up the wazoo.
So that
My
was a good.
doorstop
That
requests.
was you took the temperature of the industry.
I just want everyone
way
out
to-
there to know my doorstops are hand chiseled. Okay, I'm not.
Oh, the actual stop. You're not
The
just
stop.
you're not just decorating a pre-made
well, I use a
stop.
jigsaw to cut out
Uh-huh.
the specific shape, whatever you want within reason, and then I hand chisel the doorstop. Right?
You don't see that often.
No, you don't. You won't get that kind of quality anywhere. So,
And then it's adorned with
yeah, my art or whatever.
yeah. So doorstops, Marissa Paternoster.
If you have a door that just won't stay open.
Okay, and finally, I had to grab this because when I was doing my clearly very minimal research for this interview, I saw an interview that you did last year, beginning of last year with Outright magazine, and you very briefly got into dad bands, and you cited the Doobie Brothers and Poco as dad bands, and so it's a multi-part question: do you stick by that? And do any of you want to add anything to that list?
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. My dad loved
Little
Steely Dan.
feet.
Little Feet, yeah, that's a good one.
I thought my dad loved Herman's Hermits for so.
I feel like you're reaching a couple
No,
generations
I know.
back into
Well, my
dad.
dad
Mott the
is
Hoople
older
is a
than
big
you.
time dad band.
That's a
Monty
cool dad.
Python.
That's a real cool
Yeah,
dad.
my dad is a cool dad too. He's a
Uh-huh.
rocker. But for some reason, I thought he liked Herman's Hermits, and then I bought him a bunch of I can't even say it.
A bunch.
Like 2.
Okay.
Like CDs for his birthday, and he was like, "I hate Herman's Hermits," and it was mortifying. And now they just like languish in his CD rack, like covered in dust. But he likes more contemporary stuff. The other day he was listening to Britney Spears' greatest hits.
Just very contemporary.
Yeah, he's reading like
Yeah.
a book about World War II. Well, she has new hits.
While listening to Britney
It
Spears.
was very strange.
Yeah. But you all said Steely Dan kind of in unison. Has that something you talked about recently?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
box set.
While
did
Angela
my
was
youth.
hanging out.
That's my dad.
Yeah. My dad loved Steely Dan, and I will also say my dad loved you guys.
That's good
Yeah.
news, see?
That was I introduced
Cool
him to
dads.
you, and he would spend hours like going down YouTube wormholes with your videos, and he'd call me on the phone and be like, "You know, this band is actually really good." So,
I feel like that's the universal like dad assessment of our band. It's
Actually pretty
it's
good.
actually
it's
pretty
actually
good.
yeah. You know, I didn't think I would like that.
I mean, all dads are different. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
Yeah. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to
this
me.
is great.
Thanks for having us.
The show was really fun last night. I'm assuming it's going to be totally different, obviously. As
Are you
we
coming
discussed.
tonight?
I am.
Do you want to meet my dad?
Sure.
Cool.
That would be cool.
Two cool dads.
Yeah. I'll do that, and have a great time at the show again.
Thank you.
Hope you guys have
Thanks.
fun. Safe travels on tour in Europe.
Put it in.
Thank you very much, Screaming Females.
Thank you.
Aw, shit.
Ooh. Knuck bumps.
And we out.